like the breeze, float straight out of our lids. Them, they got booed by these hard rock Brooklyn kids. Us floor rush when they DJ Newman classics.
Oh, I was so much more nervous for him to be up here, and you did it, Augie. You did it. Whew! Makes my job so much easier to end the night. I'm sorry I'm last. I know you guys have been sitting here a long time, but I promise I will keep it brief, no more than 5 minutes. I'm here to talk about self-branding, and I want to tell just a little story about something that happened to me 2 weeks ago. I was at an event. I met a lovely woman. I won't mention her name. She followed it up the next day with an email that talked about how much she appreciated meeting me and I was lovely and all of that. But it wasn't until the last line of the email that I had this huge compliment given to me. And the last line read, "You have sparkle." And I thought that was a pretty darn cool thing to have said to me. So with that, you can go ahead and roll. Self-branding defined is that long-lasting impression that someone has of you. And it can be your coworkers, your family, your friends. You need to market yourself as irreplaceable in this world because there's a lot of us. It's also that gut feeling that people get when they walk away from you. And I can bet that some of you don't want to know what that gut feeling is. I always do. And it's the personality, appearance, and knowledge all wrapped into one that creates the brand called you. This guy got it a little wrong. Must admit, he took it a little too literally. I'm not going to get out the branding iron tonight, but I will say that your self-brand is so much more than what you see here. It's more than a name tag. So, can someone pick you out from these brands? These are all well-known brands, and your self-brand should aspire to be just like these. It's that impression that you give to other people. Where do you fall here? If you're not a work in progress, you should be. Self-branding doesn't happen overnight. It's something that evolves and something that you develop over time. And you should all aspire to be works in progress. Why should you care about your self-brand? Well, let's face it. It's not your job that defines you. It's actually who you are as a person. People hire and do business with people they know, like, and trust. So let's get started. Can you think of 15 words that define you as a person? It's harder than you think. But you can ask your family, friends, and coworkers to help you here. Get those 15 words, narrow them down, write each of them on a note card. Save the back, and this is where you get to document how you're going to develop that brand, that word, into your everyday life. What are some things you can do to demonstrate these traits? You can't fake who you are, which means it has to be in line with your core values. People will see right through it if you're shallow and you're trying to be something you're not. So always do what you love and love what you do, and your brand will follow suit. Like I said, it doesn't happen overnight, but you must be clear about what your brand is. You must be honest about who you are as a person. And you also have to make yourself extremely visible in your community to make that brand. You can try developing a oh, here we have some airplanes launching outside. Woo! So think about choosing a tagline that defines who you are, and that is harder than you think. I still don't have mine because I'm a work in progress. We have to consider fashion here. How many of you know John Hill from MSU in his sweater vest? Gotta love John Hill. Laverne and Shirley, the big L on the shirt. Can think of something. I have to talk about social media tonight because it's pretty intense, but let me first start by saying that you cannot hide behind social media. There is no replacement for good social skills, people skills. But you can blog. You can blog. That's a good way to start your brand. Consider a personal website. We're all pretty creative here. We can come up with some pretty catchy websites. And it doesn't have to be elaborate. It can just be who you are. It can be one page. But just make sure it screams you. Twitter, Facebook, LinkedIn, we've all heard of those. And I had to add that that is me, Miss Marketing. So look me up. All great ways, but again, use these as tools. They are not the end-all, be-all of the brand of you. Networking has to be part of this development of your brand. You have to get out there. You have to meet as many people as you possibly can. and let them know who you are and what you stand for. Consider having a goal, a number of people you want to meet. Consider, again, that fashion that we talked about, like John Hill. And always have a brief introduction or an elevator pitch, but also make sure that you're saying it naturally so that it's believable to the people that you're meeting. They will see right through that. Here's a couple famous self-brands. We've got Oprah, Gates, Madonna. I'll take their money. I don't care about their brand. And Lady Gaga, she can keep her meat dress. So, are you just going to be a fingerprint in this world? Because we all have them. We all have just a fingerprint. Are you going to design your label, design your can, decide what's going to be on that label and who you want to be, and go after it? 3 things I'd like you to take with you this evening. When you're thinking about your self-brand, think of these 3 words: consistency, honesty, and self-confidence. You need all 3 to make it work. You've got to be consistent. Be who you are, what you are, every day of your life, no matter if it's the person at the drive-thru at McDonald's or your executive boss. You just have to be who you are. The honesty factor, hold true to your values, be who you are, your morals, all of that falls in line. And the self-confidence, there's not one great brand in this world that doesn't reek of confidence. And with that, I'm going to say, I know we're all headed out to bigger and better tonight. We're going to have a fun time out in Lansing, so tear up the town, and remember, love Lansing!